in Unreal, bringing in a movie that is recorded in front of green screen and then add a chroma key to it. So the process starts the same as what we demonstrated before. I've got a basic plane here, nothing special about it at all. Nothing there. And I have deleted everything that I've done previously so that we start from scratch on this scene. So I'm going to go down here to my content drawer, and I'm going to, inside, I created a folder called Media, and I'm going to go down to Media, and I'm going to add a file media source. This is not a live feed. And I'm also going to add media player. And yes, this video output is going to be applied to a media texture. So that's there as well. It goes ahead and it creates the video texture as well. Next, we need to set it to its source. Where are we getting the file from? I'm going to double click inside of the file source and just go to File Path, and I grabbed this earlier. This is from me a while back. It should be there now. So we'll save that and go to our content drawer, and you can see it did load the media. So there's my green screen, completely unedited. I've not done anything to it. If I was actually going to use this, I would go ahead and crop it first to make it a little bit easier to work with. But this is the media I recorded a couple of years ago for experimentation with this kind of thing. So next step is I'm going to go back here to my scene. I want to be able to see my plane nice and easy. Go to the content drawer, and the texture that we created, drag it onto the plane, and it should turn black because it's not really connected to anything yet. Next, let's add a sequencer. So I'm going to add a level sequencer, brand new. Next, we need to add my media track. So I'm going to go up here to add and just simply tell it media track. There we go. And then set the media track to media source. And there it is. It's showing up there. Woohoo! But nothing's set up correctly yet. So I need to go into my new sequencer on the green screen property I've got there, right click on it and go to properties, and I need to apply that to its texture. So on media texture, select my media texture. There it is. It's now showing up inside the scene. Now we're going to chroma key that. So I'm going to go back here to my content drawer. Oh, that's a flattering picture, isn't it? Dang, that flew. It made me swell up bad. Too much salt or something. So I'm going to open the material, which, let's face it, we want to get rid of that as quickly as possible. I can now edit the material. I'm going to right-click on the texture sample and convert this to a parameter. So instead of being a sample, it's going to be a parameter. There we go. I'm not going to worry about renaming it. I need to add a node to handle the chroma key. So I'm going to right click over here, and I'm going to type in MF underscore C, and there it is, chroma keyer. Guess what that does? Yes, that's right. It does chroma key. I know. Wow. I'm going to drag the RGB into the chroma key system, and then the emissive color is going to go to, guess what? Emissive color. I know, right? And you can see it's half done. It's not great yet, but it's already chroma keying for me. Let's do a little more editing. I'm going to select my material over here, and it's currently set to a blend mode of mask. I can also choose translucent, which gives me a little bit more control, and I can put opacity to opacity, and now you can see it. You should be able to see on the screens. It's not great, but you can see through it. You can see what's happening behind it. So your two options are masked, which is a little more firm, but you're probably going to want to go opacity to opacity mask there, or you can go translucency. I like translucent. I feel like it gives me a little bit more control over it, and I can see through it. So you can see objects behind your scene and all that. Now, this is a horrible recording to do this to. The lighting was bad. This just was not, it needed, as I said, cropped and to do a few things like that. So this is not going to be perfect by the time I'm done, but it's going to be a lot closer. So we're going to save this. So my video material's saved, and I can go back here to main, and you can see it's already starting to get some ChromaKey set up there. I'm going to go back down here to the content drawer and right click on the material, and I want to create a material instance, and then I'm going to edit that. So I'm going to go in there, and this is where I can start tweaking it. So I can go over here and turn on the key color. I can adjust the key color a little bit more. I can adjust the alpha control, which gives me a lot more control over it. So I could adjust it. Sure I can. There we go. So I'm getting a lot more pass through there. And we could save that. And then go back here to our main window. I'm going to pull this off to the side here. Go to my content drawer, pull this off to the side a little more, and put that new material instance up there. Now, let's shrink this down. Now, with that new instance up there, I can see what I'm adjusting a little bit more easily. Don't go negative. That's bad. Yeah, that needs to be 0. So we can play with this until we're happy with it. That helps a little bit, upping the intensity floor. That's getting pretty close. And the cool thing is, save this. Now, if I select this plane, I should be able to pull it in front. Yeah, and it's got to pass through to the metahuman that I had created there. And that's all there is to it. I could also move this plane. How's that lined up? Yeah, that's what I thought. Make it so that the metahuman, or any other object for that matter, is in front. So it allows you to place an object, a recorded movie, inside of a scene, and then you can build 3D objects up around it. How cool is that? That's it. You can ChromaKey live inside of Unreal. It will do the job for you. I do think you get a slightly better job out of Premiere Pro or DaVinci or After Effects. It's going to, you have more control. But if you need to do something quick to see if it's going to work, you can do it pretty quick inside of Unreal without all the editing.